So I think first of all, we have to go back to writer. You are very well known for teaching skills. Your students speak a whole lot about you.
Miss Nigeria competition.
And I said, let's pick them up. Let's take them back to Nigeria and let's teach them a different kind of job.
Hello, a lovely time again with The Woman, the program you love, the program that brings you different types of women in Nigeria, women who are role models, women who are, pace setters, women who are doing the usual thing, the ordinary thing, but in a very lovely manner. Today on Zoom, I'll be zooming into Lagos to bring you a special personality. I'm sure you're watching to find out who my guest is. Just before I give out my guest name, I'll take a break and be right back. Don't go away.
Have you ever wondered why some men cannot finish using the towel and just hang it back somewhere in the bathroom? Why would they have to throw it on the bed? Little things like that I put off.
Have you ever wondered why a grown man with a wife and kids will go to the toilet, the lavatory, to ease himself, to do number one, to pee, right? He takes the seat up, flips out that thing. The moment he starts peeing, he flushes the toilet, right? Mm-hmm. The toilet does its own bit. The flushing is done before the pee is done. And so 10 liters of water is wasted. The pee is still there.
Oh my goodness.
He doesn't put the seat back down. He doesn't reflush. He doesn't wash his hands. He walks away.
That's why I don't like shaking men, by the way.
There's a particular thing we know many men to be very, very guilty of, and that's throwing their shoes and stockings all over. Maybe men are going to be better, not throwing it around, but they can just, there's just someone that have those smelly feet and keep it for you in the living room. Women don't like it.
All right, my guest today is one lady who is not just beautiful, but sometimes she's soft-spoken, but she has the resilience of, do I say the tiger? Okay, let's start with other things. She is, first of all, the vice chairman of Ikorodu local government area. She's also the national deputy chairman, Association of Local Government Vice Chairman of Nigeria. She is a real estate consultant, precisely. She owns the Shelter Grace, and she is an entrepreneur. She made out at a point to study law, but she studied business, and she's very happy doing just that. Join me as I welcome Honorable Princess Folashade Olabanchi Oba. You're looking gorgeous. I feel like saying, yay.
You too. You beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I caught you on one of those your days. You're out actually on a mission, which is why we're doing this interview right in your car. But like we all know you, whenever you're called, you always say yes. Once it means lending a voice to something good. And Nigerians really do appreciate you. Thank you for that. And we promise
Thank you, man. Thanks. Thanks.
All right. Now I know that you're a grassroots mobilizer. And I tried to follow you up at a point. I knew at a point you wanted to go full-time into business. But right now, you're not just doing business, you're doing politics. And it's one water I have refused to, I go like that. So, but you have been there and you've been very audacious with it. You haven't changed. Tell me, what really changed your political instinct?
Wow. I think it's just something from the heart. For me, I started out as a help ministry, really. It's about the people. It's a with the people project. I am somebody that gets strengthened with people around me. And not just being around me, I like to feel that I'm making a difference. I'm adding value. I love to make people smile and all that. And so, having lived abroad for over 20-something years, coming back to Nigeria, looking around, I felt, wow, this is a country I love so much. And life is about giving back. And most times we tend to undervalue our strength because we feel, no, you can't make a difference. But it starts with the attitude. The altitude that one gets to in life is your attitude to it. So for me, I became resolute. Like no matter what it is, nobody says it's going to be easy, but I wanted to make a positive impact on this great country. I am addicted. I love Nigeria. Having been abroad, I saw the gaps. And for me, I felt um, being blessed, I can only do my best to bridge that gap and making sure that I also contribute to making Nigeria one of the best, greatest countries in the world. That's the motive.
Okay, I quite appreciate that. You know, a lot of times it's said that we do not get to appreciate what we have until we lose it.
Yes.
If you've been
Yeah.
outside this territory, I know other things might really be better, but there's nothing as bad as being a second-hand citizen, you know, wherever you
Okay.
find your stuff. But when you're
Yeah.
home, oh my God,
Yes.
you when you're walking on
Miserable.
the road, you're walking like this is my land, it is
Yes.
ours,
Yeah,
you know.
this is it.
That's
This is
just
it.
the spirit we should have. Now, I know that Nigeria, it's you know, largely populated by women. That's same for me. That's power, that's strength. But a lot of
Mm.
times in politics, it seems to be, you know, occupied by men. They leave it, okay, it's the man's world. But we own the population, so we should actually own the voice. What's in your thoughts and experience, you know, so far it's militating against women actually going out there and dominating the politics?
Well, no pain, no gain. I think a lot of us, because of cultural backgrounds, every politics is local. So for us in Nigeria, I think to have so many women participating, we had some limiting factors. But you see, pie is not served a la carte. And so, as a woman, yes, it's a numbers game, but we must all occupy our place. We are born naturals. We are born to multitask. I just believe that some of us felt, well, it's a man's world and nobody wants to dare. But in life, to be outstanding means you've got to do something extraordinary
Mm-hmm.
to really be different. And so, thank God for some great women who has been there before us that has also created the platforms, made it easier for us today. So I think it can only get easier and better the more of us that are coming to participate. It's not easy, but it's well worth it
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. The nation can only benefit from it. Now, if we're not there, nobody's going to come into your homes and say, come and do this. But so you have to participate, volunteer, in your communities, whatever, just add value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The notion is that, it's scary. Even the men, most husbands or brothers do not want their women also
Oh, really?
participating,
Mm.
you know, security reasons and then financial, but I thank God for my party because the policies are there. It's made it a lot easier for the women to actually be able to come on board. And when you have great leaders and mentors who sometimes will hold your hand and help you along the way. Every day you must always be ready to learn. The you of today must be better than the you of yesterday. The you of tomorrow must be better than the you of today. What is most important is, are you ready? Are you available? You know, it's all about service. Be the best of you that you can be. most times when you give a woman to do something, she does it from the bottom of her heart.
I completely share your thoughts completely because I know that as a woman, while you're in the kitchen, you're actually doing a bit of office work in your head. You know,
Yeah.
while you're in the bathroom, you're also doing another work in your head. And then when you get to the
Mhm.
office, all it takes is just putting them down. You already thought about it because we have a
Okay.
multifaceted kind
Yes.
of box in our brain and we let them work. But talking about service,
Yes.
I know that women have this all important service of giving training to the child. I also know that it's a combined effort, but somehow nature has actually bestowed it on the woman. I'm wondering, do you think, in your perception, that women have been able to, give enough of justice to that service for the male child, in given the fact that there's a lot of rape cases, going on today world? Do you think our mothers have been able to give enough training to their?
Honestly, the topic you just that really gives my heart, and that's why I go back to parenting. I let everybody know that parenting for me is one of the best and ministries that God ever created. And if we really do our job from when the kids are little, the nation will benefit from it. A lot of pressure now, most women, because you've got to go to work and all that. But if you really know that the whole essence, why we do what we do, is to make the world a better place. Any side, and I'm talking as a mother, a teacher, a mentor, community builder, you cannot afford to leave any of that undone. Okay? Now, the rape, right now we're going through a major disruption. And I've said that beyond the disruptions, I'm talking of COVID-19. Not that we didn't have rape in our societies before, but these days it's gotten a lot worse. I guess maybe because of, I, obviously there's no excuse. I'll just say that. There is no excuse where anybody would take advantage of somebody else. No means no. And especially even going to the extent of taking somebody else's life. It's a no-no. But the society that we're in, we're each other's brothers, sister, we had an extended family culture to where it wasn't only your parents that could discipline you where you went wrong. And so the boy child, it's very important we go back to the basics and let them, the family value system, we dropped it somewhere along the line. We were concentrating on just the girls tending to the needs of the boys. And in the society now, a lot of it is all, you know, technology, exposure, you know, so much vices that they're being exposed to. And if you're not close to your children, the communication gap and all that, the peer pressure, they tend to go the other way. And most times the rape, it's the people that they trust, the one of the stepfather, the pastor, those are your trust zones where you don't expect to get hurt. And that's why I said it really grieves my spirit that we are where we are now. And we really need to address it. So, then maybe the stigmatism, most girls, when it happens, they don't even talk about it. Silence hides violence. Okay? They feel it's something to be ashamed of. So it has allowed the perpetrators to get away with so much in the past. But the time is now. And now, all of us together, it's not just the police.
Right, there is a message that came in as we speak, regards to this, and the person says the best punishment for a rapist is to remove the weapon of the crime. Okay, he says his name is Disha. I don't know. You're shaking your head. A lot of punishments has been prescribed, I don't know if this is one of such.
Well, I wouldn't say what she has said, but definitely it has to be some steep punishment
Mm-hmm.
that goes with it so that nobody in their right senses would even want to think about it. It is something that, playtime is over. We need to be aggressive in the way we tackle it. We can no longer afford to be losing lives like that, especially young lives. I mean, look at the case of the lady, um, 100 level, you
Yeah.
know, and so many more that did not come to the news. It's not fair.
It's definitely not right, and the thoughts for me. It's best imagined than
Yeah,
experienced because it gives me lots of goosebumps even when I think about it. I pray that we'll get to such a point that people will begin to live like my forefathers lived. Moving on, let me get a little bit to your person as Folashade, the princess herself. You're working in the man's world, like I mentioned earlier, and you've been there for a while. And not just that you're working, Ikorodu on its own is a large, and a very tough one too, but you've been able to make your mark. Tell me, how has it been for you in the root and the environment of politics as a woman? How have you been able to
well,
manage all the intricacies?
what what I tell everybody is that there is no rock science. What we need to get by in life is loaded within all of us. You only need to tap within to get it out. Once you know the reason why you're there, even on those low days, you would always have something to hold you up and be like, well, quitting or getting out of it, it's not an option. And once you see it as it's not an option, you would do all that it takes for you to make a success out of it. And, every day is not perfect. But like I always first encourage myself, you know, any day that I find that, it's one of those days, I'm like, it's temporary. It's going to go. This too must pass. And I look forward to a much better day. And, like now, the country is going through so much challenges. We're hurting and everything. And then you tend to wonder what is normal and what is not normal. And I tell people, I don't pray that we go back to normal. And they're like, what are you talking about? I said yes, because normal was not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
We all need to rise up and do better
Mm-hmm.
because there's all the things that are going on now, the lapses, the failures in some sectors and all that, to where some parts of the community feel more vulnerable than the other, it means we haven't perfected so much stuff. So as we're working along the lines, we unlearn some things, learn new things, but definitely we must make sure. I mean, some things took us unaware. Nobody knew COVID-19 was gonna come on like this and shake us the way it's doing. But definitely now, beyond COVID 19, I am very optimistic that Nigeria will come out stronger, better, and our way of doing things will be a bit more impactful than we've had in the past. Okay? I'm talking to you now, Zoom. I probably would have had to fly to Abuja, spend forever, and all that. Thank God for technology. And that's what we're talking about. You know, that time saved can be used to do something else more productive. Everything. So, and our way of doing things and way we see life, I think it's going to grow phenomenally. My take.
Definitely, I quite appreciate that. Now, let me relax a little bit more. I know that prior COVID, you had your way of relaxing. And with COVID coming in, COVID 19, there are a lot of restrictions and all that. How do you unwind at the end of the day?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. I probably have no social life. My
You have to
work
create
is my
one.
unwinding.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
the truth.
no.
The truth is, No, and I'm being honest. I look forward to each new day, conquering new grounds, meeting new people, being a solution provider to more. And really, that is the high of my job. So for me, it doesn't get better than that. Okay, I love to dance. I love music,
Mm.
church going and all that, you know. But honestly, politics for me simply means relevance, simply means adding value, simply means being there. And I don't think I can do it any other way. It is a way of life for me that I don't think I can do without. You know, I love my people. When it's too quiet, I go out and make the noise. I need to, that's what keeps me going.
Now, how do you manage both home and work with all the social life and all that? How do you combine it? Because your home seem like you're running. Is it auto programmed? I don't know how you do it.
I must be a good actress. I think the whole idea is you must juggle both. You must communicate. I'm a mother, like 6 boys, 1 girl. Now, raising those children was not easy. Okay, like they've all grown now. My youngest is 18. But my husband also, I think I would give him some credit for being tolerant because most times I take excuses not to work almost every day, 7. But you know me, on bended knees, you get away with so much, okay? And so for the times I'm not able to be there, I make sure I compensate with quality times when I'm there, and if need be, on my knees, sweetheart, I'm sorry, I couldn't be there the way
It's a
you
long
would want.
time you started cheating him. I remember when he was wooing you into marriage. He had to gather his friends to come and melt
Yeah.
him out. And you made him talk. Eh? You made him talk in front
You
of
know,
his friends.
I was able to do that because he also had me in it. I never suspected that he had so much love for me. He started as my friend, my brother's friend. And we could talk about everything. And he even said, go and help me get a wife, get me a girlfriend, all those things. So, I mean, we were really cool. And when he turned around and said, okay, well, I know you've tried, but I really wanted you. Honestly, I was like, no, you're not. I can't take you serious. You're not a serious person. You're my friend. Let's keep it at that. And until I started seeing, like, wow, he's for real, and so many decades after, I thank God.
I'm happy for you. Really happy for you. Thank you
Thank,
so much for your
thank
time.
you.
And
Thank
give
you
my
so
love
much.
to
Yes.
him. And I pray that all husbands of political, inclined women will continue to be this supportive of their wives. And my love too to your children. Thank you so much. Let's leave you to drive on to where you were going to because I know we've taken your time. Thank you.
Oh, that's fine. My pleasure anytime. Thank you so much.
All right. And so the show has been
Okay.
The Woman. We've been talking to the Deputy Vice Chairman of Ikorodu Local Government Area in Lagos in the person of Honorable Folashade Olabanji Oba. And it's been quite a very interesting one. I had fun. And I think if we don't pick anything from what she said, it's the much that her husband is her rock, her pillar, which is why she's been able to succeed. Is in there to cushion in on the effects her job may be. I pray that all other men do that for their wives. Until we come here again next time, that's about next week. My name remains Elizabeth Abine. Bye.